a lot of people react shocked when I say that multiple sclerosis has made my life better, but it truly has in so many ways. And I have to, I think, take you back to the moment that I was diagnosed for you to realize why. And the first thing is, when I got diagnosed, I actually was not doing really well. I was really unhappy at work. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lack of purpose. I had one, I don't know, I had tried to lead a project on my own outside of work and it hadn't worked. I just felt deeply unfulfilled, deeply unworthy, and I felt like I wasn't able to do anything. I felt like I had no value at work or in my life. It was really bleak. Like, I mean, saying it, I can say it with like a straight face, but the reality is it was really one of the hardest part of my life. And then I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And the thing is that when you think about it, we don't know if multiple sclerosis coming on was what created stress, or if the stress was what caused or made multiple sclerosis worse. Doctors know there is a link, they just don't know what that link is. I personally feel like the stress was kind of the last straw for it to get started. But so when that happened, my life felt all over the place, and so multiple sclerosis made it better in so many ways. Like, the first one is that, and this is kind of weird, but my doctor told me it happens sometimes. Let me move this around a little bit so you're less in the sun. Here. You don't see it, but you have like raspberry right by you. Let's not make it full. Okay, and as you can see, I still have mosquitoes around me, but we're trying to make this work because it's so nice to be outside. But so one of the first things that happened is that I started right away having less anxiety. And this can be very weird for someone who a few months before had been diagnosed with chronic anxiety, because basically in my mind, how my brain processed multiple sclerosis, it processed it in a way where the worst thing that could happen to me had happened, and what happens after, like, basically this was it. Like, what happens when the worst thing that could happen, the worst case scenario in your mind, something that you never thought you'd be diagnosed with, that you had heard of once and thought, oh my gosh, that's an awful disease, and you put it, in the back of your mind and thought, hopefully it never happens again. When it happens to you, like, it's just, to me, that was the worst thing that could happen. And so my brain was like, okay, now that the worst thing that could have happened, what do we do? How do we move forward? And that really reduced my anxiety, because I was like, it's the worst, right? And you might be watching this and thinking, oh, but it's not the worst, it could be worse. Sure, it could always be. But in my mind, you have to really understand that this is how it felt, and this is what is important for me to have been able to overcome this. So the first part is really the anxiety part that really lowered and felt much better. The second part is that I had been focused for most of my life in climbing the ladder, in reaching all those milestones of success that, the world has put on us, buying a house and all of those things. And when multiple sclerosis happened, I refocused on experimenting and enjoying and seeing life as a journey. Even today, like, I started a new job. I absolutely really enjoy it. It's been 4 months. I enjoy the people I work with. But when I started it, what helped me be quite relaxed is I was like, even if it doesn't work out, it will be a good experience. It will be a great learning experience. I will get out of this having experimented, learned, grown. And isn't this what life is about, truly? Isn't it what life is about? And so this mindset really switched for me, where instead of thinking, oh, I have to be a successful entrepreneur by 30 years old because this is what Instagram is telling me I should be doing, or I should be head of product or VP of product or something, and be like at the top of the ladder because this is what I'm being sold on LinkedIn. I was like, it's okay that I'm not there yet. First off, do I actually want to get there for me or for others? That is very important. And then the second thing was even if I want to get there, does it matter that I'm not there yet? Like, who is this about? Is this about me, or is this about other people and what they'll think of me? So that really reassessed my life, and since then this has been the way I live and I experience. And even when I have, longer days of work and I have less breaks, and so I get more into the rush of things, and when I am more in the rush of things and I have less breaks, like I feel like my brain doesn't think as clearly. I don't know if that's yours too. And sometimes I see myself drawn back to patterns I used to experience and just live with. Then I have a 5 minutes break, I go outside, I walk, and I remind myself that this is life, this is experiment. As long as I am healthy, as long as I have a roof over my head, as long as I have people who love me, and whom I love, life is actually pretty good. And there's no need to really get so amped up about everything. It's human. I've done it many times, so I'm definitely not judging you if you're here. But also, there's no need to do that realistically, objectively. We get to live life in an easier and better way. So this is one of the things that really helped. And then I think another thing, as I remember being in my hospital bed at the beginning and not knowing if I had a life-threatening condition or not, I realized how much I had been mean and horrible to my body. Instead of taking care of my body, I had been resenting it. I had been, not giving it enough sleep. I had been never finding it like it was enough. Just a whole thing, right? And so I think that this was a big thing for me to keep in mind. And I've lost my train of thoughts for a second because I heard noise outside. Does that happen to you when you're doing something outside or having a conversation and then you hear other noises, and so you kind of lose your train of thought? But yes, I was talking about my body. And so I swore to myself and also prayed a little bit to God that if I were to get out of this with no life-threatening condition, I would really take care of myself a lot better. And this is something I've done a lot more. Now I try to treat myself, and I try to remind myself to treat myself as if I were a kid I was taking care of. So someone whom I loved more than anything and would do anything to really help them feel good, be healthy. And so this is how I treat my body now. So I stopped eating things that made me sick, and I started prioritizing sleep better. I started prioritizing movement, because often, even if I'm exhausted, when I start practicing any type of sport again for 3-4 weeks, usually once I'm past that, and right now I'm past that, I feel like I have so much more energy, and even when I'm tired after a day of work, I will regain energy so much quicker. So this is really something I recommend. And then I think one thing as well that I've realized is how much my personal life is more important than my professional life. It's really put things into perspective, where I was my partner, the life we're building, I want this to last, right? I want this to last, and for a long, long time. And my job, as much as I absolutely enjoy, I've had jobs that I've tremendously enjoyed with companies where the culture was great. The current place I'm in is absolutely amazing. It doesn't change the fact that I might want to do something different in the future, because I might want to change, because I might want to go for a different growth opportunity, because I might just have seen or feel like I've seen everything that I could in the place that I am, or simply because I might decide that I want to do something different in my life. I might want to travel and live abroad again, and so I might not be able to do that with the job I have. There could be a myriad of things, but the people in my life, I don't want them to change. The people in my life, like my family, my friends, my partner, I want them to stay. And my body, I'm going to have only one body for my entire life, so I might as well take care of my body. So it really put things back into perspective of what matters in life and what I wanted to focus on. And it also gave me a purpose. It gave me a purpose that was so big that I felt kind of lost without it, even though I had healed from burnout and depression in the past, and I felt there was a purpose around this. I really felt like I was on a journey and I couldn't control the diagnosis. There's a lot of things we can't control, and this is also something I've had to learn to relax control over, right? And I can talk a bit more about this afterwards, but I really told myself that, like, I decide what to do with that diagnosis. This is one thing that is in my power, and so I was like, I am gonna do my best to take care of my body, to live the most fullest life that I can, to show others what's possible, even when you go through something very life-changing, very hard, and to really give myself and others hope. To, like, I thought this diagnosis was a chance to go after my best life, right? And this is what I've done since then, and what I'm still going to continue doing, because I'm still human, right? There are moments where I need to rest, but this is still that. And the other thing is, I thought I was gonna heal, and I remember saying that on social media and being judged by a lot of people because you can't heal from multiple sclerosis. That is true. I am not here as some type of guru telling you can heal from multiple sclerosis today. There is no medicine-backed science that says you can, but I'm also pretty young. I'm 34 years old. Like, I'm thinking in my lifetime, why not be able to heal? Like, the treatments we have right now, some of them are like 10 years old, 15 years old. So there is so much progress and advancement in just the past 10 years. Why not set your side on seeing I'm gonna heal one day, truly? And so having this bigger purpose has really, 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 made me feel so much better, and has improved my life and made me feel more connected to who I am and what I want to do. And this is also a reason why I'm posting here, like, I feel like sharing in real time, and I actually have some ideas of series I want to do, because I want to relax some control. You were talking about, letting some control go, and multiple sclerosis has really helped me to do this, to be less of a control freak, let's say, because I just want to enjoy life more. But if you followed some of my other videos, you know that the past month and a half have been harder in terms of emotional space, let's say, that some things have happened in my personal life to people I love, who have made it harder for me to not fall back into some patterns, like controlling a lot of things again, and wanting to control things. And this, because controlling things give me a sense of certainty, right? And it is what I look for in there. And it is okay. I mean, I'm not saying like that's great, but I'm saying sometimes it's okay. Like, we cope whatever way we want to. But now it's been a month and a half. I feel better. And so I'm like, okay, how do we get out of that pattern and bring back some variety, some fun? And so some of the things I want to do on this channel is showing you like what spontaneous things I do and what I do to get out of my comfort zone. And I'm not talking about going on a plane and paragliding or anything. I'm talking about small things that have become harder due to falling back into patterns of controlling and anxiety and things like that. But generally, multiple sclerosis has given me this ability to release control. And even if I feel it less lately, what's for sure it has given me is the knowledge that I can do it again, right? Because look, it's been a month and a half, and I'm like, yeah, something really hard happened, and so I needed to recreate certainty for myself and to hold on to that. But nah, I want to get out of it. Whereas before I would have just stayed stuck there for a month on end and not realize that something needed to change. So I'm not saying I know what the future is made of, and this is another thing, right? I've realized I can't control everything, and so that has made me want to enjoy the present moment more, want to enjoy what I have more, instead of always chasing something else. Now I have a better balance between loving and being content and happy and finding joy in what I have currently, while still building for things that I want in the future. Because it's also normal for humans to yearn for more, to yearn for different things, to have desires that I had maybe 5 years ago that are different now, and different dreams. But yeah, just also being more present and enjoying that. And as I am saying this, like, there's wind around me and just the energy of being outside, and it just feels so good. It feels absolutely incredible. And so, yeah, this is why multiple sclerosis has changed my life for the better. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I'm making the best of it, and I hope if you're here and if you've come all the way to the end of this video, I hope you are doing the same, and this is why you're here today. And if you don't know me yet, my name is Lucille. I'm a 34-year-old French girl who is building the life of her dreams, even after burnout, even after depression, even after multiple sclerosis, even after a multiple sclerosis diagnosis. And I am taking you on the journey. I hope it inspires you. I hope it gives you ideas. I hope you learn something if this is what you were looking for. And I post every day on this channel. And I finally said post correctly, because if you've seen other video, I tend to say I post. So I post every day on this channel. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have the greatest day. Bye!